supposed to start this March.
Yeah,
this month,
31st.
towards the end of the month.
Already looking at tickets for the Steam Showboats versus
Yeah.
the Roughnecks.
They playing here in
Rice
Houston?
Stadium. Yes,
Oh, God. Well, so for everybody that's not familiar with the UFL is a merger between the XFL and the USFL that's going to have their first inaugural season this year, this month, at the end of this month in 2 weeks. So the championship game was announced to be set in St. Louis this year.
Oh, okay.
So St. Louis is preparing to host the championship game for whoever makes it to the end. Now, when it comes down to it, the UFL is made to fill a void. They believe that spring football is considered an untapped potential market.
Okay.
No matter how many times, there's been many attempts for leagues trying to tap into this market dating back to the 80s.
Wow.
But nobody has been successful enough to really just corner the league on spring football while the NFL ain't going on. So this presents a good opportunity. Why? I'm not quite sure. What I can tell you is that the XFL filed for bankruptcy after the pandemic when COVID-19 hit, and eventually announced plans to merge with the USFL after being purchased by Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and his ex-wife, who is also his business partner, for $15 million.
That seems sticky, but okay.
Yeah, well, you gotta, in a situation like that, I think that when people are married, like a lot of times they hold businesses together.
Like,
say
it's a business.
If they can be cordial, you don't have to liquidate assets like that. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides, for a guy like Dwayne Johnson, if you're his ex-wife, I can imagine it's real beneficial to stay in business.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, I'm talking from her side.
Oh yeah,
it would be easier to, or it would make more sense to keep riding with him because he's a rising stock.
Yeah.
So see what it becomes, before you cut ties. Because in some situations they just give me what my half is worth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Let's cut and run.
Yeah,
I almost talked about the UFL versus the XFL because the merger, like they're not 16 teams. It was only 8. It's only 8 teams total.
I don't have those same notes.
No. I'm just saying that it's cool that they actually merged and didn't say, well, this team's becoming this team because the Gamblers became the Roughnecks, vice versa. Some people would argue and say, well, we want to be we're the top dog. No, we're the top dog. So I thought that's pretty cool that they played nice, just like The Rock did.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As a cliff note, the UFL has made it clear that they don't want to be in competition with the NFL. They're just trying to fill a void. But they also have found that it's going to be beneficial to announce that they want to work with the NFL. Having them as partners rather than competitors is probably the smartest option here.
Yeah,
you know
why
what I mean?
not? It's like a talent pool, and you already got a couple of players that came from the NFL and went.
That's what I was actually getting at. Is because both leagues benefit from the partnership. Yeah. When you think about it, there's a talent pool that the NFL can pull from when these talents get great enough to start being paid to play at the higher level. But then there's also the NFL plans to take a real sharp look at some of the rule changes and innovations that the UFL offers, because it's not going to be exactly like the NFL game.
The games looks. I was watching some of the highlights today again before we got here, and it was like, man, it's like a lot more fun to watch. I like watching NFL, don't get me wrong, I'm not dogging them, but I'm saying it's a lot more fun to watch.
Well, I think that's what they attempted to do here. And so just kind of change the visual. And I think that they got a good chance at making it work. The NFL is taking a real close look at how some of these work, and there's potential that some of the things you see happening in the UFL could be implemented in the NFL.
That'd be nice. I was gonna say too. I think that they're also giving a lot of these players that are great athletes a chance to still ball. Mm-hmm. Guys like AJ McCarron that was in the NFL. And said, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to ball.
Foster for our team.
That's nice. That's nice. It's nice to see those guys go in there and go, hey man, I still want to ball. I can get a paycheck on the bench, but I want to ball.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm looking forward to see what the Houston Roughnecks bring to the table when they come down to it, because this is Houston. Yeah. The standard gonna be up there.
We gotta do something. I mean, the only thing too is I was looking at the Houston's roster, and it's a lot of names I don't know. But I feel like once we watch a couple of games, that's why I want to go check out that first game. I think we'll kind of get familiar.
Yeah. Some guys will stand out, and we won't know their names until they give you a reason to know their names.
And that's good. That's a good way to find out about it.
Riding through the city, you know I keep my dime riding with me.